what it really do, gang. Welcome back to the channel. As always, you boys better be having a good day, man. Shit. Now listen, it's Friday morning. I know you're about to get lit and turn up tonight, bro. Get them shorties. You don't gotta be humble about it, bro. I know about you, man. I know about you, bro. It's all good. So this is my basic Purrely Decklist and stuff like that. It's not basic, it's actually pretty good, especially for going first. I'm planning on adding the Santa, this thing right here, for going second purposes, because this can help you OTK. You could basically, if they have, let's say, Baron the flow in the field, and that might be the only negate that they have, you could get that thing out of here. This is basically a kaiju, and then you could change his attack position with this thing right here, which is nice. Put it in attack position, and then you're gonna go into, where's it at, this thing, and then you're just gonna have a field day OTK, which is really nice. But as of right now, for the sake of the going first combos that I'm about to teach you, this is the deck list that I'm using. I do have a Foolish Blade of Goods in here because it has very good synergy with this thing right here, which is really nice because you get a lot of value out of one card. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you do, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy, because I would greatly appreciate it. Enough talking, let's get into them combos. All right, gang, here we are for the first combo of the video. Now this combo actually, this hand is actually pretty cracked, and I'm really happy that we drew into this because I could get to show you what I mean with the Foolish Blade of Goods. So right here, I would definitely start off by activating this thing's effect, right? And what you'll do is you're going to send this thing to the graveyard, the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, right? Get it in there. And now out of one card, you just got a bunch of value, right? Because you're going to activate this thing's effect to banish it. And then you're going to get yourself more fodder to this card while also getting your field spell, which is the main thing that you want, right? So here you could legitimately just activate your field spell away. You don't need to do anything with that anymore. And then here we're going to activate my friend Purrely, right? Set that thing down right there. You're going to activate that thing's effect because it is your friend. That's what you do. You activate your friends, right? And here, what I will mainly do wait, we have we have this in the hand. So I would definitely go for the Purrely Sleeping Memory here. Give me that. It belongs to me. We're going to grab 3 of them so that way we could get one of them in the hand. It doesn't, you know. So we're going to activate that thing's effect immediately. And right here, you have 2 options, right? So depending on what I'm about to do, I'm gonna tell you something. You know how we have to discard a card, right? Here you could discard the Purrely Delicious because you're gonna activate the Purrely to use it from the graveyard, so that way you could exceed summon into this thing right here. But because Diddy Crow, I don't know if Diddy Crow is gonna become popular, but even I'm thinking about playing in some decks, because if they have a Diddy Crow, they could get that spell out of the graveyard and it won't work. So if you want to wait until you get a Purrely, and that way you could activate this thing's effect from the hand, so that way you could exceed summon, that way you could do that as well. But for the sake of it, I'm going to activate that thing's effect, get rid of it, and then I'm going to special summon a Purrely. Now this is what I mean. You could have got rid of the Eagle and then activated this thing's effect and exceed summon that way as well, but for the sake of the combo that I'm showing you, I'm not going to do it that way. So here we actually hit another, okay. So this is really nice, actually. So let me see. 2 out of this, we're gonna get to draw a bunch of cards. That's what either I'm going to choose to draw a bunch of cards, or I'm going to choose to go for a negate on my turn. So instead of drawing about, I think we could draw 6 cards out of this. I'm gonna go. You know what? Just to show it, let's go this way. I'm sorry if I sound confusing right now, bro. It's a lot that you could do. So here I'm going to activate this thing's effect. And again, we're just going to discard a card. I'm going to discard the Eagle. And I'm just going to special summon another Purrely. Because I already have this thing to normal summon. That's why I'm doing it this way. We're going to activate that thing's effects. Oh my goodness. We actually hit another one. This is crazy. Okay. That's actually the best one that we could have hit. Because now what I'm going to do is send this back. I'm going to normal summon the Purrely. Activate its effect. And here is I don't even have to think about it. You're going to search a trap. You have to search that trap. That trap is what's going to get you cracky. So you're going to activate this thing's effect. And we're going to grab the Purrely Delicious Memories. Now this is what I was telling you earlier. If you wanted to, because right here, this thing could get Diddy Crow, right? I'm getting that out of the graveyard so I could exceed someone with it. If you want to play around Diddy Crow, do it with the Purrely. So yeah, we're going to exceed summon into the plump. Because now you're just a plumpy person, bro. It's just who you are. Who's going to tell you otherwise? bring the thing out onto the field. Now, as you guys can see, we have 2 spells. We have 3 of them, which is one of the reasons why I also like the Foolish Burial Goods, because sometimes if you don't have so many resources, this thing can suck up 2 spells out of the graveyard, so you might end up with just 1 to suck up, even though you could quick play activate any one of these and get it in there. I'd rather do it like this, because for example, I'm going to activate that thing's effect, and specifically I'm going to get the 2 sleeping memories, but if you only had 1, then you would have just gotten the Super Burial Goods in there too. But we're going to get the 2 sleeping memories because I'm going to show you we're going to draw a bunch of cards, right? So now that thing has 4 materials in it. Here, I'm going to activate this thing's effect because I want to negate, right? And we're going to get the Purrely Pretty memory. And that way we could exceed into the Purrely Beauty, right? Bring it out here. Get that thing in there, and you're gonna set your trap. Now we do have an extra body. We could have went into this thing with 2 level 1s. We could have went into this thing or this thing, but we don't need to. So this board right here is already nuts. Watch this. We're gonna end the turn. We're gonna activate our field spell. With our field spell, we're gonna target the plump, and the plump is going to get another Purrely sleeping memory. You're just sleepy today, bro. It is what it is, right? It's morning time. Another thing has 5 materials. They're gonna draw, and look at this. Draw 1. And on top of that, again, this is what I was telling you why I like the Foolish Burial Goods so much. I'm gonna leave it for a little bit after this, but you're gonna draw 1, right? Then you're gonna activate it again. Draw another one. Do it again. Draw another one. And here what you'll do is activate the Purrely Leap, right? So you could target this thing right here. And then you're going to activate that thing's effect after you activate the Purrely Leap to attach the Foolish Burial Goods into that thing. Oh my goodness. Attach it. Now the thing has 6 materials. And then you're going to basically draw a bunch of cards again. Did I draw the 3 cards? Did I mess that up? I might have messed that up. Did I mess that up? I might have messed that up. Did we draw 3? I think we drew, I don't know, hold on. No, we drew 3 out of that, right? Yes, there we go. Okay, I didn't mess up. My fault, bro. So now you get to do it again. Now you get to draw another one. Draw another one. And then, guess what? Draw another one, bro. You just drew 6 cards. And on top of that, you still have the Effect Veiler. Now you have a bounce back. And even though I bounce something back, I'm still gonna basically be indestructible, unaffected, because this thing just needs 5 materials. You have 7, so if I bounce this thing back right now, it doesn't even matter. I'm still protected, right? So here we could also negate. So we're just gonna let this rock. We're gonna let the computer do computer things. It's gonna end this turn. Disgusting. So here again, you could Effect Veiler that thing, right? Negate it. You can negate it this way as well if you want to. I'm just showing you stuff, right? Negate it. Or again, you could bounce it back. And you could detach. Most of the time, if you are going to detach something, I recommend detaching the Delicious, because going into the plump can help you OTK on your second turn as well, even though you have the other card that's going to help you do it either way. So we're going to get rid of them things just to bounce this thing back. Who cares, right? We're going to leave it alone. I'm just showing you effects and the things that you could do. Again, that thing got negated twice before it even got bounced back. That's the crazy part, right? And then you're going to activate this thing's effect. And you could just attach something else to it if you want to. Doesn't really matter. That's if you want to. You don't even have to do that. I wouldn't even do it, honestly. I'm just showing you the effects, right? So here I'm going to draw into something else. We did draw into the Delicious, which is really nice. We're going to change this thing to attack position. Change this to attack position. Now this thing, this is what I was telling you earlier. I actually get to show you this, which is really nice. This is how you play around Diddy Crow. You know how with the Purrely, I got this thing out of the graveyard. This is how you play around Diddy Crow, by doing it from the hand. So that way you could go into your plump on your first turn. Again, I'm just showing you things, trying to explain to you things that you need to know. Now here, this is legitimately like the easiest thing that you could do, because what I'll do here is, give me this. I'm just basically going to try and get another quick play spell. Any one of these is good. Bring it in here. We're going to, where is it? We don't need to activate that. So here, I'm going to activate this thing's effect. And I'm definitely going to activate this to just suck it up and stuff like that. This right here. Now the thing has 3 materials in it, right? I don't need to banish a card, but if we did, then we would have. This doesn't really matter who you pick or whatever not. Do we need to... We could discard also a card to special summon something. The Purrely. We could activate this thing's effect, search for another card. The only one that we have left, right? And then here what I will do is activate this thing's effect. Grab myself 2 field spells or whatever trap. Bring it in here. And that thing is 32 racks already, right? So I'm going to go into the Expertly Happiness. I know some people don't play this. I recommend at least playing 1 copy of it if you have it, because of this reason right here. This thing gets huge. So, you know, if you're beating your opponent up and they didn't leave any monster on the field for you to OTK the other way, look at this thing. 61? 61, bro? What are you talking about? Anyways, you could activate this thing's effect right here. If you want to, but mainly I'm just trying to get materials into this thing, right? Who cares? Swap. And you get a life points, whatever it is. I can normal summon, activate this to excavate again. My point is we already won the game, bro. Like, the game is won just with these cards right here. Send these things back, we can attack. Just because that thing has 61, and then it's gonna hit them for freaking 1,000. So even the 1,000 life game doesn't even matter, bro. You won. It was your game the whole time. Now, I know it took me a long time and I did a lot of stuff, but I genuinely just want to show you all of the things that you can do. So with that being said, let's go into another combo. Alright, gang. So in this part of the combo video, I'm not going to talk as much or do so much because I feel like I showed a lot during that last portion of the combo. So here we're going to activate the Purrely Sleeping Memory, right? We're going to get rid of one of the Maxis because who needs 2 Maxis anyways? We're going to special summon the Purrely because we do have the 2 Purrelys. So we're going to special summon that thing. We're going to activate its effect. Hopefully we hit a spell or 2 here. Oh, we did. Thank you. We only hit 1, which is another Purrely, which is okay. It's okay, but not all that great. So this board that we're about to make is not going to be that great, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because sometimes you will end up with stuff like this, right? So I'm going to activate this thing's effect once again. I actually should have... No, yeah, this is fine. We're going to discard this thing right here. We're going to special summon the another Purrely. And the reason again why I'm doing this is because we have this normal summon in the hand. This time hopefully we hit another spell. Thank you. This is actually really good for the video because it just shows that sometimes you have to get a little lucky, right? So here we have a Purrely Delicious Memory, which is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. We're gonna send both of these right here. Then I'm gonna activate this thing's effect, right? And I'm going to get the Purrely Delicious. And this is way better than doing it with this one because you're playing around DD Crow, like I said earlier. Get that thing down there. Bop. Attached to it. Now, let me see. Here we have 2 spells. This is actually really nice. We're going to activate that thing's effect. We're going to attach 2 of them things to it. Swap. And then here I'm going to normal summon my Purrely. Activate that thing's effect. And here, honestly speaking... Because I'm not going to leave that to... You have a few options, right? So, I could bring the field spell, which is going to allow me to give this thing another material to go into and stuff like that. But, I think here what I would do, personally, what I would do is get the Purrely Yeep for the reason that I'm about to show you in a second, right? So then with both of these right here, you could gamble a little bit because you could go into this thing and hopefully you hit your field spell that way, which is nuts if you do. Or you could go into this thing, which anytime a monster is special summon, you get to bounce it back to the hand. And it's not once per turn. So 2 times if a monster is special summon, you could bounce it back with this card. So what I'll do is we're going to gamble a little bit with this card right here. We're just going to do it. We're going to activate that thing's effect. Give me a spell, bro. Do me right. Just do me right. No, they didn't do me right. So one of the reasons why I also did that is because this thing I can't exceed summon into anything because we don't have a Purrely spell in the graveyard to use to exceed summon. But this is fine. Again, you're gonna set that thing down, and this is already nuts. It's already nuts because we're gonna draw 2 cards. You're gonna draw a card here. You're gonna draw once, draw again, and now that you draw again, you're gonna activate the Purrely Yeep, right? Make sure you do it, because if you don't do it now, you won't be able to do it later. I mean, you will, but it won't be the same. I suggest just doing it in the standby phase. So here you're gonna activate the Expert Lily Noir, and you're gonna put it in defense position, right? Because that thing is huge, 43 racks, and you're gonna draw into a Purrely. Now you're gonna draw again. You could activate this just to recycle your Purrely monsters if you want. I would suggest waiting on that. And then you're gonna draw again. Now we're drawing to another maxi, which is crazy. And we're gonna draw into another thing. Now this thing is unaffected. I wouldn't recommend bouncing back. But if your opponent can't get rid of that thing, then what are they supposed to do? We're gonna let the computer do things. I'm gonna fast forward this part. Alright, so this is what the computer decided to do. They wanted to slap my other Xyz monster in the face, which is fine with us. Now, again, this is when you can activate this thing's effect. You can recycle all of your Purrely monsters, right? This is another good way of recycling your Xyz monsters if you want to. Like, for example, if this thing had more materials, I would have bounced this thing back if it had like 7 materials, and I would have mainly gotten rid of probably this thing and any one of the spells, so that way I could recycle that thing. But that's up to you, right? If you want to play that way. I'm just trying to teach you something. So we're gonna leave this thing alone, because I want this thing to keep being unaffected. You never know what your opponent has, right? And look at the card advantage that you have. So then you're gonna change it to a stab position. Now I think I can show you how to OTK here. I'm pretty sure I can show you how to OTK here. I'm gonna activate this thing's effect. We're gonna pay them taxes once again. And we're gonna try and hit 3 of these bad boys right here. Give me that. Now what I'll do is activate this effect. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go for the opponent's monsters, whatever. We're gonna discard a card, discard the maxi, who cares, right? And you're going to special summon the Purrely. We're gonna activate this effect. We're gonna see if we hit another spell right here, which we did. Crazy. We're gonna bring that thing to the hands. Now here you could start your OTK-ness. OTK-ness. Your OTK 2 different ways. If you would have this thing in the hand, then you would start it by activating this and using this to Xyz summon. But because it's in the graveyard, I'm gonna normal summon this thing, right? I'm gonna activate this effect. I'm going to grab the... Oh, I forgot. We're doing the search. We can search for a field spell. Doesn't really matter. It's just gonna actually, it's gonna help with the OTK, because now every monster that is special summon is unaffected. So we're gonna activate this thing's effect right here. We're gonna grab the Purrely Happy Memory, and we're gonna Xyz summon into the Purrely Happiness, right? Get that boy out, or girl, whatever it is out here. Thing attached to it has 3 materials. Now here, if you didn't have it already, search it out. But because we have the delicious, this is what you'll do. You're gonna activate this effect, right? And then you're going to activate the Purrely Happiness. Get it in there, because basically it's gonna give this thing an attack boost because we're attaching it to it. But boost, right? And then we're gonna this thing right here, we're gonna make it so it can't be destroyed by battle this turn, right? We could discard a card, special summon. You know what? Let's do it, because we have so much shenanigans that we don't need, like the triple tactics talent. Get it out of here. You could special summon another. Well, actually, dang it, I should have special summoned another Purrely, so that way you could do for another spell if you wanted to. But this is honestly fine. Again, we could activate this thing's effect right here, and even go into this thing, because it doesn't really matter right now. Your OTK is secure, bro. It's secure. Unless they have something they can activate to chain block it, it's secure. So here we're gonna go into the battle phase, right? We're gonna attack this thing right here. It's not gonna get destroyed by battle, right? We're gonna activate this thing's effect, and you're gonna search yourself out another Purrely Happiness Memory, right? I said, yeah, Purrely Happy Memory. So we're gonna change the attack of that thing. Diminish it. We're gonna activate this thing's effect. And we're basically gonna activate this thing's effect again. So that way we could attach to it. Dude, this deck is actually crazy. Look at this. Dude, give it another boost. This thing right here, who cares? We don't have to discard anymore. Attack. Do it again. Get yourself another Purrely happy memory. Change the attack of the monster. Activate the happy memory. You will be happy doing this. That thing has the right name for this, because you're just gonna be having a great time slapping people multiple times like this. Look at this. Get it in there. Doesn't matter. No, we don't have to discard. Just slap that thing in the face. Activate it again. You don't have another. You're gonna be able to attack again, so this doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is just get myself this thing, whatever. Change the attack. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. This is a deck. This is a real deck in this game right now. This is a real deck in this game right now, bro. Alright gang, here we are for the deck list portion of the video. Now, what do you call it? Again, like I said, I do want to add the Santa into this thing just for mainly when we go second. And even 43 cards is not that bad, honestly speaking. I might just leave it like this. But if you want to get rid of something, the reason why I don't want to get rid of the Effect Veiler is because we're going to join. I'm hoping to join to this thing my first turn. So, you could tweak it the way you want to tweak it. I might just get rid of the triple tactic talents, maybe only run it at 1 and play this thing at 42 cards, right? But I'm not sure yet. But either way, I'm gonna leave it like this. If you want to, if you're not, then you just know Santa Claus is a good card. If not, then just take it out, play it like this with another copy of triple tactic talents. It'll be fine, bro. So 2 Effect Veilers, again, because it's a hand trap, that's good when you're going first to join to going second. To join to doing your opponent's first turn, because that way you can negate something. That's why honestly, if I would have had 3, I would have played this at 3. Then we have 3 Purrely. This is the way you're gonna search out. It's not once per turn. You could bring this thing onto the field 3 times if you can, and 3 times it's gonna search out some spells. Of course, it might not hit spells every time, but you play so many of them that the probability of it is pretty high. Then we play 3 Purrelys. Did I say Purrely? And yeah, Purrelys. Now this thing, again, most of the time, if I can get my field spell any other way, what I'm going to search with this thing is my trap. It's the trap. Always I'm gonna search the trap with that thing, unless it's like, it depends on whether you want to draw more, or it depends on whether you want to draw and then go into this thing with this thing, which is what I mainly like to do. Then 3 Maxis, because Maxi purposes. If you want to get Maxi out of here, honestly, get Maxi out of here. I feel like Maxi is not necessarily needed in this deck all that much, but you know, Maxi is broken, so it's up to you. Ash Blossom to 3, because you gotta stop Maxi. You know, Ash Blossom purposes. 1 Crystal Beast, Cobalt Eagle. Now the reason why you could put any Crystal Beast monster in here. I think this is just the highest attack one, so I picked it. But either way, you could pick any single one of them, it doesn't matter. But that's why we have the Eagle, because of the Rainbow Bridge, right? Then Foolish Burial Goods. This thing, please play this in this deck if you're playing it, because this thing is cracked. So for example, you're gonna activate this effect, send this thing to the graveyard, you're gonna search out your field spell, and you're gonna get extra fodder to get rid of with your other spells if you have them, right? Now, not only that, when you have this thing on the field and you have one, let's say you have another spell or something in the graveyard, activate this thing, send another spell in there, which I would send this thing and then activate this effect, which is another way of attaching this thing into this thing, which means you're gonna draw another card on your opponent's turn or during the standby phase. It's crazy. Play this in this deck. I don't know how or why people are not playing it. Anyways, triple tactic talent to 2. You could bring it up, bump that up to 10. It's up to you, bro. This is just my deck list, but you could bump that up to 1, bump it up to 3 if you want. playing it at 2 just in case your opponent wants to negate one of your Purrely monsters, which is not that bad because if you have spells, you don't really care that much. And then you get to draw 2 cards with this thing, which is really good. Standard Purrely Streets, you could bump this up to 2 as well. I think it's fine at 1 the way I've been playing it so far. So, but if you want to bump it up to 2, you can, just in case they pop that thing. They have an Ogre, Snow Ogre or something like that. Again, but at 1 is fine. I'm playing 3 my friendly Purrely because she's my friend, right? It's my friend. And this thing, you're gonna pay your 5 to reveal 3 Purrelys. Basically, you're gonna get a card, one of these, into the hand because by having 3 of them, you're gonna draw into one of them, right? And then you have your 2 Cold by the Graves again, just to stop Max C, because this deck doesn't really like Max C or dealing with Max C, so you gotta stop that thing at all times. So just to stop anything in the graveyard. 1 Crossout Designated because we are playing 1 Infinite Impermanence. We are playing Cold by the Grave. We are playing Effect Veil. We're playing a bunch of hand traps, so having this thing in the deck is really good. Then we want 3 Purrely Happy Memories because now you're happy, bro. This is gonna help you OTK by going into this thing, by sending it to the graveyard, activating with this, or activating it from the hand with this. And then, you know, I showed you how to OTK with this thing, right? Then 3 Purrely Pretty Memories. This thing is really good because it's gonna give you your negate by activating this or turning it into this, or turning into this thing with either one of them. But also this thing gives this thing the effect of once per turn you can send one other card your opponent control to the graveyard and target 1 card your opponent control and attach it to this card. So this is a form of suck up, which is really nice. So if you have a Purrely monster that's not doing anything, activate this thing's effect, send this thing to the graveyard, and then use this thing to suck up a monster or a card on the field, which is really nice. Is it a monster and a card? Target 1 card, yeah, 1 card your opponent controls, which is really nice. So then we have the Purrely Delicious Memory. This is what you're going to use to make your opponent's monster undestructible by battle, so you can slap it multiple times. Also, this is going to give you an attack boost for every attachment that your Purrely monster has. It's gonna give you a 300 attack boost, which is really nice. You guys saw it in the combo when I was teaching you. Really crazy, really nuts. Then you have 3 Purrely Sleeping Memories. The main thing that you need to know about this is it's gonna help you draw cards. As pretend you put a 10 by face, you're gonna draw a card. So if you have 3 of them, you draw 3 cards, which is crazy. And then if you have 3 of them with the plump, you saw it. Plump, you turn it into this thing, you draw 3 more cards. You could draw 6 cards, which is crazy. 1 Infinite Impermanence again for the Crossout Designated. Also, if you get to keep it in the hand and you don't have to discard it, it's another form of negation, right? I'm playing 2 Rainbow Bridge of Salvation because I want to see this in the hand, mainly because, you know, all of our field spells discard a card. So if you discard it, then I said field spell. All of our quick plays discard a card in order for to activate some of their effects, right? To special summon a Purrely. So getting rid of this is the best fodder that you could have in the hand because it means you're gonna search out your field spell ASAP, right? Then you have 1 Purrely Leap. You might want to play this at 2, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case you're playing a longer game, which I don't think so. This game is really efficient at just ending game quick. But if you want to play it at 2, you can bump it up to 2. It's really nice because this is how you're going to recycle your monsters. And this is how you're going to basically freaking evolve whatever this thing into this thing. So then we are playing 1 Sylveon Princess Sprite. A lot of times you're going to gamble with this thing because you're going to hope to hit a spell with it if you're going to go into it. If you don't have a great hand to start off with and you need to do that, you have the option, right? That's why we have that thing in there. Then we have 1 Lyris Assembled Knight. This is basically because you get to attack directly. So if your opponent disrupted you doing a bunch of shenanigans and then you get to build this thing, slap him in the face once at least, you get to make the Zeus. So that's why that thing is in here. Then we have 1 Lyrillus Assemble Robin. This thing is really good because none of the effects matter except for the fact that if your opponent special summons a monster, you could detach a material from this thing and bounce it back to the hand. So if they exceed, link, whatever summon, detach a material, bounce it back into the extra deck. That's what I like to do most of the time. It's really nice, right? Then you have 1 Purrely Happiness because you only need 1 of these things to OTK. You guys saw it in the combo. It's just, this thing is crazy. Then this is your negate, your Purrely Beauty. Then this thing right here, you're mainly going to use it to attach cards to it so you could turn it into this thing. 1 Darner Magician, just because, you know, a lot of the times you're going to end up with all of these. All of these can turn into this thing, which is crazy, and then you're going to make a bigger Zeus that way. Then Purrely Happiness is not necessary, but I recommend playing it at 1 because this thing gets huge. So let's say you managed to disrupt your opponent so much they didn't end up with any cards on the field for real. You're gonna go into this thing. By making this thing, activate all of your quick spell effect. Just make this thing fat, get it to 5 materials, go into this thing, 61, 62, whatever thousand attack is crazy. Come on now. And then you're gonna play 2 expertly no ear, whatever, just in case you did detach a material and they managed to pop this. You need a second one red just in case. But that's why you're gonna play that thing. It's double bounce back into the deck, unaffected by everything. This thing is the most cracked card that crazy. Divine Arsenal A Zeus. You guys know we're playing a bunch of X. It's an Xyz deck. Come on now. And then Relinquish Anima, because all of these level 1s, you get to steal an opponent's monster if the thing points to it. So if they put anything in the link zone, just suck it up. If you don't think this is useful or whatever, now just change it for something, maybe an IP Masquerena, I don't know. But then again, you're gonna have to get a unicorn in here or something to bounce. Then Sky Striker A Celia, because this is just a pop-up card on the field, because this is light, this is dark. A lot of your monsters are light and dark, so you could go into this thing, target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and you could have 3 spells in your grave, whatever, send this card to the... No one cares about that. It's just a pop card on the field, right? That is the deck list. That is the video. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I'm gonna go play the game so I can get more replays for you guys, and we're gonna have that video out for you probably tomorrow. And yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, again, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the boy, because I would greatly appreciate it. Any comment, questions, and concern, send them down there in the comment section below. I always reply. With that being said, continue having a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.